Let's do it.
All right. You ready, Ben?
Yeah, let's rock and roll.
All right.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're asking Ben. He's ready.
Hey Ben, the PE in PE class means physical entertainment. I just thought I'd put that out there because there's probably so many people wondering what the fuck's PE class even all about. But here to tell us all about it is Jarret.
I thought it was physical education, like an education about the physical.
It's true, and I am here to rehash some traumatic memories you might have had from high school, all those sick notes you wrote, or all that time you took in, I don't know, your WAG school because you didn't want to be in the locker room with the other lads. Well, welcome back to PE class, gents.
None of that makes any sense.
No, I was just throwing you off. No, physical media, not necessarily dying, just, just not as much out there as there used to be once upon a time.
Such a somber note for this is the segment that we're championing.
Well, actually, look, it's been a quiet couple of weeks on home entertainment, if you've listened to the last few weeks. But this week is a bit of a banger because we've not only got some tentpole releases from a major studio, but we've actually got some premium releases coming from, the boutique labels as well. Mm-hmm. So I might as well kick off with the boutique labels because that's really the most exciting aspect of this week's releases, and the one I'm really excited about is Adrian Lynn's Jacob's Ladder that's coming out via imprint. It is a remarkable edition. Not only does it port all of the archival special features from the previous Lionsgate release in the United States, but it's got a ton of new content as well. We've got audio commentaries with a film historian. We've got visual essays. We've even got a locations featurette that goes back and checks out the locations now, along with how they looked in the film. I can't even recall how much stuff, but here it is.
Yeah.
But do you remember, Jarret, briefly? Do you remember briefly, Jarret, when I was working on that title for Umbrella before imprint?
Before it was snatched up by imprint? I know, and I was going to do an audio commentary for it, but however,
this time... a commentary, and I had lined up the writer of the film, an interview with the writer.
Yes. Well, funnily enough, I think the screenwriter is actually featured in the new special features on this, so you probably did the legwork for them, which is great. But yeah, unfortunately, Mike White of the Projection Booth podcast ended up getting the audio commentary for this bad boy. But
of all commentaries you want to do, that's a good one.
Oh, it'd be so good. I mean, admittedly, this film is remarkable, irrespective of who directed it. It's fantastic, but the fact it was directed by Adrian Lynn too is terrific because it's a bit against type for Adrian Lynn, known mostly for the softcore erotic thrillers, like Fatal Attraction, Indecent Proposal, great movies.
He's the drama version of Paul Verhoeven.
There is some sexy stuff in it. Who's the?
Oh yeah, definitely. No, well, you put me on the spot there. Elizabeth Pena? Is it Elizabeth Pena?
It is Elizabeth Pena. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it is.
There's some sexy stuff with her, but it's not the kind of sexy stuff you want to see. I think it's a bit awkward.
The whole movie's about nightmares. Like, come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's awkward sexy stuff.
I feel like it's a pretty good companion piece to Hellbound Hellraiser 2 for some reason. I'm not sure if it's just association because when I saw that movie, it was around the same period, the late 80s, early 90s. But anyway, it's a fantastic release, and since we've got video, I can actually physically show you if you're watching the video at a later point. But it's a nice release, as always, from imprint, but loaded with special features. The archival stuff alone is terrific. You got an audio commentary with Adrian Lynn, deleted scenes, trailers, teasers. It's all there. But there's some other good stuff coming from them this week. They've got House of the Spirits, I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, Return to Paradise, Little Buddha, and Georgia with Jennifer Jason Leigh all coming out on Blu-ray.
Little Buddha, it's Keanu month. Like, everything's Keanu right now.
Yeah, true.
And this guy's like a relic in Hollywood. Like, you think about he's on top of his game right now doing John Wick, and yet Little Buddha, I remember when it was a big deal that he was in that. And that's what, 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And it's Keanu Reeves is kind of like a strange cat because he's kind of the, bad films can't sort of touch him or ruin his career at this point in time. Because Matrix, what was it? Matrix Resurrections? I don't think I heard a kind word about that. Didn't do well at the box office. Yeah, and then we had, what was another one? Oh, the Bill and Ted, third Bill and Ted film, 13, very average.
I must be the only person that loved that.
Was a bit of a flop.
What was the last one there, Ben?
13 Ronin.
37.
Oh, yeah.
37.
Yeah,
they're doing 37 You suck 37 rows
in a row. They're doing another one of those. I read though. Legendary Pictures are doing another one. So I don't know. Maybe it was popular in some territory, and I believe it's theatrical. It's not even direct to home entertainment. So go figure. I don't know if Keanu Reeves will return for it. He may be too busy rehashing another franchise film that possibly won't do so well at the box office, but won't touch the fact he'll come back for John Wick 5. Haven't seen John Wick 4, lad, so I don't know, but I assume he's going to make it in the end of that one because, why would you end it now?
Aren't they doing My Own Private Idaho 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah. Who are they going to get in place of River Phoenix? I guess you could have like Alex Winter could return back to acting and
throw Joaquin in there.
That makes a lot of sense too. He could grow the beard out and wear the sunglasses again. Just as long as Casey Affleck's not involved, I think we're good. But moving on to the majors, there's some big stuff coming out from the majors this week. The highlight for me is the Whitney Houston biopic, I Want to Dance with Somebody. I actually saw this theatrically and I really enjoyed it. It's a bit soft around the edges, but it's got great production value.
I couldn't stand it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I just enjoyed it. I went and saw it with my father-in-law and my wife on Boxing Day, and I turned to my wife and I said, "Oh, I'm surprised there's as many men here as there are women." And she goes, "Yes, but I think you're the only man here that has a full head of hair." And I looked around and I went, "Oh, that's something."
I felt like the writers were given 48 hours to write the movie, so they went straight to Wikipedia and boom.
And did it. It had a certain lifetime quality about it with production value, might I say. But the thing I did really like about it, unlike, say, Bohemian Rhapsody and the Elton John one, Rocket Man, is they actually did the full songs as well.
Yeah,
they maybe did that in the Elton John one, but it was just such a blur of fantasy and reality.
Might I add, and Ben's going to agree with me, I'm sure, you haven't seen a biopic until you've seen the Celine Dion one. It's called Eileen.
Oh, yes. That is a must-see.
It is outrageous, and it's compelling like all fuck. The director played the main lead actor. It's supposed to be Celine Dion, but her name's Eileen. And but when they go to her teenage self, they've like deep faked her. And so, like, it's an adult head on a child's body.
That gives me memories of like Junior when they took Arnold Schwarzenegger's head and put it on a baby's body.
Totally.
Oh,
and
wow.
The thing that's so weird about it too is because it's all about her having this, like, she was underage when she started having this relationship with her much, much older manager. But the impact is totally blunted by the fact that she looks older than him, even though she's in a little girl's body.
Whoa. Okay, that's strange. I've got to see that.
It's so good.
How old is this movie? This is the first I've heard of it.
Like 2 years, 3 years?
Last year or the year before.
Wow, okay, yeah, right. And it was a direct-to-streaming sort of thing? Or
theatrical in Europe and Canada, because I think it's a Canadian film. Here, who set it up for us? I can't remember, but yeah.
It was a net. But I don't think it was a Studio Canal film.
Or Rialto. It was one of those
one of those.
Anyway, sorry, just to hijack.
Interesting. Well, there you go. But anyway, I Want to Dance with Somebody, Blu-ray and DVD, which is good news. Another one that's hitting home entertainment this week that got a theatrical, I think it actually came out on the 1st of Jan, on New Year's Day, is A Man Called Otto, the Tom Hanks version of the best-selling novel, I think it was called A Man Called Ove or something like that.
Which was the like German film.
Swedish one? Or German, Swedish novel, and then
Eastern Bloc.
There you go, yeah. Now they've done another adaptation. Haven't seen it, and I know they're trying to get Tom Hanks to play against type with it, but I saw the trailer and it just looked lame to me because you just had him play Mr. Rogers, and now you got him playing this surly neighbor, but not quite a Clint Eastwood. And I don't know. I just was like, this actually looks like it might be a pretty good plane movie if you want to get some sleep.
The only thing I want to see Tom Hanks in these days is another comedy like he did in the 80s.
Oh my God, yeah. Bring him back for like Splash 3. Like let's acknowledge that Splash 2 happened.
No,
absolutely. And let's just bring a third installment.
They need to remake Buford's Beach House Bunnies, but he plays his brother's part. That was a Jim Hanks.
Oh yeah,
Jim Hanks classic.
And maybe they could do a version of Big, but instead he wishes like he was an elderly gent, and so then they can just age him up.
He's not Ray Liotta.
Well, God, I hope not.
He's the guy who plays the boss. Why is his name?
Oh, I know who you mean. From Innocent Prey, Innocent Blood. Sorry.
Innocent Blood, yeah, and Lost Highway, and
Yeah, Robert
Loggia.
Robert Loggia.
Loggia. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I think what they should do though is a biopic or a behind the scenes movie of the Buzz Lightyear cartoon, and Tom Hanks can play Jim Hanks.
Oh, see, there you go. That would be terrific.
Actually, I just hope.
Why haven't they got us in the
Tom
studio?
Parker spin-off movie?
Like
The early years of Tom Parker.
What about a feature version of Bosom Buddies? But now
That would be
I don't
great.
know.
I'm actually. I mean, look, I haven't seen A Man Called Otto. I'm looking forward to it, although it does look like for the entire.
You're looking forward to it so much that it came out in cinemas 3 months ago. You didn't see it. It's probably been on premium VOD 45 days after that, and you're so excited. You're just like, I'll be rushing down to the nearest physical media retailer to snap up a copy of that.
Yeah,
you're waiting for it to end up on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I was going to say, by excited, I mean, yeah.
And then you're going to watch it maybe, God knows how many years.
He's going to wait for the next Melbourne Film Fair.
I feel, I don't know. I don't know if I'm comfortable with you knowing that much about my viewing habits.
Give me your password. I want to add things to your queue.
It'll show up at Savers eventually.
What excites me about it is that I think he's doing a Walter Matthau impression.
Okay,
film.
yeah.
And that to me is fascinating. But I got all I needed from watching the trailer. I probably don't need to watch the rest of the film.
Well, you've just named Tom Hanks' career trajectory from here. He is going to start doing the Walter Matthau roles. We could see him playing the next door neighbor in the next adaptation of Dennis the Menace and so forth. Maybe they could get Chet Hanks to play Dennis the Menace. Then it would be really meta and funny.
I mean, Bosom Buddies isn't that far removed from The Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple, yeah. You're right.
We're out to sea.
Was it? Oh no, Gone Fishing was Joe Pesci and Danny Glover.
Oh mate, let's talk about that sometime. Whole episode.
What a cracker! Well, I'm waiting. It's trapped in the Disney catalog, so I'm waiting for a 4K announcement for that one. Now
it was a recommendation on the show last year, I think.
Oh, excellent! Classic,
go down
classic. Now another 2 releases are coming out from a major this week, both animated affairs. Neither of which actually interest me, but I'll share with the listeners out there because there might be some people that are looking to entertain their kids and haven't seen these already. Lyle Crocodile, and then Puss in Boots, whatever that one's called. I don't know.
Well, Lyle Crocodile, I think you might get a kick out of this one. It doesn't look that great, but it's based on a really popular series of books from the 70s.
Right.
Apparently this is like an American take on Americans trying to do a Paddington type of thing, and I've heard it's got a lot of charm to it. So I'm actually
it doesn't have James Corden doing any voices, does it?
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, because he's pretty much the kiss of death on most things these days. I find if you ever stumble onto YouTube and go down the rabbit hole of hate for James Corden, it's an interesting thing. But yeah, he's got such a punchable face. And then the last release I want to mention this week is an Australian film that's coming out through Roadshow, Blueback.
Yes.
And that's coming, and they're giving it a Blu-ray and DVD release, which is terrific because obviously they did the Blu-ray release for Seriously Red not all that long ago. So it's good to see them actually doing releases like Blu-ray releases of local films because God knows no one overseas is probably going to do it unless it's a, cultish genre title and gets picked up by a boutique label and released down the track. But I haven't seen this one and I actually really do want to see it. It's a bit of an all-star cast in it. And did either of you guys catch this one during its theatrical run?
No.
To be honest, I thought it was a movie about a gay guy who'd been edging all day, and then finally gets his boyfriend comes home and he finally gets to blueback him.
Right. Well,
far out.
The Whale Rider.
Yeah,
Whale Rider of Australian cinema.
Sperm whale.
Yes, Sperm Whale Rider. Sperm Whale Rider. There you go. Why aren't we just like green lighting these movies? Some studio needs to get us. We've got the Bosom Buddies feature film. We've got Sperm Whale Rider. The list is endless, but that's all that's coming out on home entertainment this week. And I don't mean by all, because that's a whole ton of releases, except there's some stuff that's probably coming out on DVD, but we need not talk about that. Look, if you can't be bothered releasing a Blu-ray, I can't be bothered talking about it, unless it's something that we're directly involved in. And
unless it's Sniper.
Absolutely spruik the shit out of it. Of course, because that kind of,
I was going to say, like I've mentioned it I think I mentioned it every week since we've been back.
Is it the Burt Reynolds box
Yeah,
set?
people have been getting them. They've been arriving.
Yes.
So
I've
it's kind of coming out this week.
I've seen it popping up. I think you're right. There is a bit of a holdback with JB. It might be the next week or the week after. I know it's early to mid-April that it's definitely happening, but I have seen them turning up in people's feeds, and oh man, it looks fantastic. I can't wait to get a copy.
I've been
hanging.
I've been really enjoying all the comments of people going, "Hey, where's the book? It says it's got a book. Where's the book?" And mine definitely doesn't have a book. Umbrella addressing the lack of book. What's going on with the book? And then under every one of them, after 10 minutes later, I found it. It's in one of the cases.
Oh, is that what I did see people saying that because people were messaging people. Yeah, I saw that.
It's in the best little whorehouse.
But like, who doesn't explore it before you go posting?
Yeah.
Oh, it's totally it. I remember when I worked in retail that we'd have customers come back that had left something sealed, convinced that it didn't have the second disc. Like, it doesn't say anything about the 2 discs. It's supposed to be 2 discs. And then you're like, yeah, it's in there. It just doesn't say 2 discs. And then you're like, did you want to open it now? And then open it. And it's like the best gratification you can get is like someone opening for, oh yeah, so it is. Okay, then I'll take that.
But then they say, but I wanted a sealed copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, tough titties.
Well, yeah, that's it, gentlemen.
Cool.
So I'll be back next week to tell you what's coming out, and I might actually have some more news because I believe that the Superman 4Ks, Superman 2 through 4, may have been pushed back into May. I haven't seen a formal announcement about it locally, but overseas the box set's been pushed by a month. So
Cool.
I'm kind of thinking there might be the same case here.
Oh, well, we'll wait and see. But, mate, until next week, thank you, mate.
Absolute pleasure. See you, gentlemen.
Bye.